Hey guys, welcome to Podiatry Practice Mastery. This is the update for this week. We're going to talk a little bit about some podcast updates that you might like, a new idea of using a case study. I'll kind of tell you the background behind that, a reviews page you might want to consider, Provely, and some content from the Podiatry Summit. This is something that Paul Wright did a while ago. And as I go through these, I'm going to kind of share a little bit what I've learned and what I've enjoyed with these. And then some orthotics videos. So both Bartold and the orthotics are kind of biomechanic focused. Let's get into it. Last week, I did an interview with Al. Al is from Profit 911. We talked about different ideas, marketing practice. Big takeaway, I think, is figuring out one target market and who you want to market to, who you really like, and then focus your marketing on that, and then being consistent. These are the people that do my monthly newsletter to all the referring doctors. So I have a list of about 300 doctors. If you want, I might as well just show you kind of what I do here. I don't know if you guys have seen behind the scenes, but let me go behind the scenes with you and show you. Within Google, I have different lists, and within the office, I have this Profit 911 list. And within this Profit 911 list, these are all the referring doctors that I see that I see their patients. And so it has this huge list of, you can see right now, it's about 300 or 400 now. And then as I meet new people, I add them here and I add their contact information. And then it just pulls this list every month and it sends out a letter to them. So it's kind of a neat idea. You might want to consider doing something similar to that. Okay. So that's what we talked about with Al. I switched from Hootsuite to Deliverit. Hootsuite used to do something called an RSS feed. Basically, it pulls content from one place and posts it somewhere else. The big struggle is we're all busy and we want stuff that's easy to do. And so when I posted a YouTube video or something, for example, these podcasts or like this is, I use Anchor, or you can get it on the Google Podcasts or the iPhone one, the Apple Podcasts. It'll post it automatically to like LinkedIn. That's how I use the Deliverit to do that stuff. I still use Hootsuite to post different items. Our ad in the local newspaper, will it work? So I'd put a different type of an ad in there. This is the one on Hallux limitus, and we talk about that. A website hack, if you're just starting out, this is kind of an easy way to start. It's just a kind of a neat idea I thought of. If I was going to do it over again and I needed to start a website and I didn't have one, what would I do? It's kind of a neat hack. I don't know. I think it's a neat hack anyway. And then I also stopped magnetic marketing. That was something that I was involved in for a few months. I've read a lot of the books. I got more content out of the books. The marketing, where it was like a monthly newsletter and an interview, I think it was good. It wasn't even so much for the money. It was just like $60 a month is what I paid. But it was more not having just the bandwidth to do all of that stuff. I just find that we just have a lot of stuff to do. So this is Al. This is who I interviewed about marketing your podcast, or marketing your practice. He had some good tips. This is that case study. This is just the art that I used for it. Basically, the whole background behind this is I like to do testimonials, but it's a pain to get testimonials. I know a lot of other doctors, they record these videos with other people, and then they share these testimonials with them. After you had bunion surgery, after you've had this or that, and they get them, and I think they're great if you have them. But what I was struggling is I didn't have a good time to get these. Like, patients said they would do them, but seeing patients, it's hard to do unless I had a staff kind of record them. You could take the phone out and do that. It just didn't fit in my workflow. So what I did is I said, after they got better, I went and looked at what was the whole flow of them getting better when I saw them, all the treatments they've done before. And I kind of did this as a case study. This is kind of a testimonial, but it doesn't have any patient identifiers. So it's been good so far. People have liked it. So I thought to you can see the one that I did. I put a little link underneath this video. You might want to try that. This is a reviews page. And originally I got this idea, I think it was from Andrew Schneider. And he has on his business card, or he has a special business card with all of his QR codes and all of his reviews on different, like the different links. Hey, if you want to give us a review here, click here, click here, click here. I just took a little step further and I put it all on one page. He may have already been doing this, but I put all these in a page that I send patients via Patient Education Genius. So when I see them, I'm like, hey, would you mind giving him a review? And what I was finding, I was only getting one review maybe for Google. So I wrote this out. I said, thanks for being a patient. I know that many patients come in from online reviews. Can I ask you a favor? Most patients, when you ask them to do a favor, they'll do that for you. Click the links one at a time. Tell me your experience. Be honest. And then I give them some kind of guidelines. Share your experience you had and how you're doing now, any specific treatment, your journey. And I recommend them writing it out or typing it out before, and they can just copy and paste it in all of these. So this is a way I have Google, WebMD, Healthgrades, all the other ones. So you might want to consider doing something like that. It's pretty easy to do in your website. And then to send it to them, I think the key is to just send them an email. Another way of doing it is you could put something on the back of your door with a QR code and they can just scan it and just go through them. If you want to do just one like Google, because I think 90% of the results come from Google, you could just do a Google ask. That's why I put it first. This is I've always been intrigued about this. A couple of these websites that people use, they have these things right here down on the bottom, which said so-and-so purchased this. And this is one website that does it. I don't know if this is the only one. It's called Provely. And it seems pretty cheap. You do it per domain, and then you put this thing on here, and then whenever they buy something from you, it posts right here. And so what this does is it creates proof, basically social proof that other people are using it, and then they're going to want to do that. So it increases conversion. So just kind of a neat website you might be interested in. And then this is the lecture that I listened to from the Podiatry Summit that Paul Wright did. Bartold kind of focuses on biomechanics, has a lot of patient education information, and also he has this online kind of membership site, which I think was kind of cool. If you want to delve into the biomechanics, this is a good idea. He has some good tips. The main tip I took away is the importance for us being confident with our patients in terms of our recommendations. And you can't just like fake it. You really have to know and what you're being confident about. But the whole idea of positioning, I think a lot of us we're not really taught that. But when you position yourself, it makes you it makes them come in treating you differently. So what are a couple of ways of positioning? Well, if you have a two week or a month wait, sometimes because you're so good and they only want to see you, that's a good way to position, right? But a kind of an easier way of positioning is giving them some information prior. And I'm going to share with you guys what I do to position before patients come in. What they get from me is on my website, drphelps.com. There's something called a welcome packet. So this welcome packet, it goes out to them and it kind of wows them before they see me. So this welcome packet is right here. And it's a big document. It's like 240 pages. And you might think that's overkill. No one looks at everything. But what it does is it kind of wows them before they come in. And there's a little introduction. And then I include testimonials first. And then kind of a letter, kind of why I got into podiatry, the whole story why, the courses, the books, the videos, the Healthy Living TV program, and then different articles. I remember back in the day with Foot Vitals, they were asking us to co-author things. And so I just put all of those in there. I basically copied and pasted them. And I had someone put this together on Fiverr. This looks like all the other documents that I do. And this is how I did this. This is what they get. And then they're like, wow, you have all that stuff. You have all these reviews and things like that. And I always started with these reviews. So basically I took a whole bunch of the reviews, copied and pasted them. Now I didn't make it look this nice. I just paid someone about $150 and they made it look nice. Someone on Fiverr. So that's how I did that. And the last thing we're going to go over this week were a couple of other videos. I was interviewing Larry Hutman. He's a very good marketer, but he's also a very good biomechanist and orthotics guy. And we were talking about orthotics, and he said, hey, Don, if you want to share, there are a couple of videos he did. So I think it's good. And this is the same thing I noticed with Shockwave. The more I learned, the more I was able to do. And so if you know where to learn stuff, you're going to be doing more. So if you want to do more orthotics, you have to learn more about orthotics. And so two ways are these two lectures. One is How Orthotics Work, and the other one would be, it's called an At-Home Biomechanics Fellowship. Kind of a couple of ideas that he puts out there. I think it's cool. And you might want to watch those to kind of learn about doing more orthotics in your practice if that's something that you want to do. So anyway, that's what we're talking about this week within Podiatry Practice Mastery. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how things are going. We've had a couple of people, it was funny, just to give you some feedback, a couple of people did buy the that course on webinars. But what I found out is one bought it just because I offered it and didn't have a chance to look at it. And the other person bought it just because he wanted the slides. So I'm thinking more people want things done. And so we recently did one of these webinars, and within that group, within that course, you can get all these slides if that's something that's interesting. If you just need more help, if you want to learn more, let me know. Okay, once again, guys, thank you.